What's up? It's Gaz at Fermented World, and today I am going to be brewing a Mézsör, which, if I said it right, means mead in Hungarian. So I found a Hungarian recipe online, or a method, sorry, or something that they use, and they use grapes, but they don't use the juice from the grapes, which keeps it a mead. It's possibly more of a melomel, because what I'm going to do is, these are going to be crushed. I'm going to take all the juice out of them, and then I'm going to use the shells in the bottom of the fermenter, and it's going to sit on those while it ferments. Crazy, I know. Never even heard of that before. So we're going to give it a go. Unfortunately, I don't have a press. I was looking at buying one, but for what I'm going to use it for, it was just too expensive to even think about buying one. They're like 40 to 50 pounds, and I was like, nah. So my mother, in her cupboard of wonders, has a burger press, which you put your mincemeat in, push it down, and it creates you a lovely little patty which pops out the bottom. So we're going to try and crush some grapes with this and see how we go. Hopefully it works. It might not. I don't need that stuff yet, so let's put some grapes in here and see how we go. I've actually sterilised the grapes. I wouldn't normally do that, but I just think it's probably a good practice to make sure that anything on there gets killed. And just push these down, and hopefully well, that seemed to work better than I thought it was going to actually. Let's see what we get off that. They can pop there for a second, that can rest on there. If I try and get the juice out. Well, there you go, yeah. So a quick investigation. Now there's still quite a lot of the juice in there, and I don't really want that. So we go again. And I've got about 250 grams of these, because I thought once they've been juiced, there's not going to be a great deal left in them. So why wouldn't you try and get that out? Okay. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. Let's have a quick butcher's. Still some juice in there. I'm not sure whether that's all right. What I might do is take some out, because there might be too much in there for it to be able to squish down any further. And we'll see. It sounds like it's done something. Yeah. So I'm going to have to do it in smaller amounts. Now this is going to take some time, as you can imagine. I've managed to do that much so far, and I've still got that much to do. So I'm going to be back in a short while. I'm going to speed it up just for the funniness of me jumping around like a headless chicken, and I'll be back in a minute. Right, so that is all that pressed in, and it went pretty well, to be fair. Quite happy with the little tool. It'll work again if I needed to crush something else to get juice out of. And we've all just had a little sample of the grape juice, and it's really nice. The kids were shocked when it had bits in it. Yeah. First world issues. I'm going to be using 1,440 grams of honey. I'm using Blossom honey, nice and cheap from Tesco's. This £3.50 each, not bad at all. I've recently stocked the cupboard back up because I've got a couple of other mead ideas to do. And let's get into it. This is going to take forever, so I'll pour one in, I'll cut halfway through, and then just do it all speeded up. because it does take a while. Honey, dun, 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 dun. So a little word on the Troźniak, which is the Polish mead I made. I think it might be stuck. It's at 1.046. Now that's extremely high, really. You'd probably class that as, it's so sweet it's like a dessert, so it's like a dessert mead. But the ABV only says that it's 11 something, which I'm a bit annoyed about. I wanted something a bit more. I'm not majorly bothered because it tastes really good, but I don't know, I kind of like the higher ABV ones, but I suppose it's not all about the ABV. I mean, I'm new to this anyway. I've only been doing this since April this year, so you know, I always expect 14% and 18% and really stronger kind of things. But you can't have it all, can you? If the yeast don't want to play ball, the yeast don't want to play ball. And you can't force it. I haven't seen any activity in there either, actually, since I've tested it. I haven't seen any bubbles or anything like that at all. So it's either stuck or it's finished. So I took a hydrometer reading. I'll take another one at the end of this week, and if it's the same, it's done. It's not stuck, it's finished. It just doesn't want to do any more. Naturally doesn't want to do any. That's without stoppers, because I've got stoppers, but I'm trying to get away from using them. Just because if there's no need, there's no need. You know? Why add more chemicals to the mix when you can keep it nice and simple? I do use nutrients. Always will, I think. Just gives the yeast a bit of a kickstart on the honey. Because the honey doesn't have the nutrients in that it might possibly need. Dude, can you like stop teleporting or teleport somewhere quiet, please? Every time I'm doing a video. Right, so I'm going to speed this up now anyway, so they can teleport as much as they like, and we'll get the rest of that honey in. And then add some yeast nutrients, some water, and yeah, we'll go from there. Right, so that's all the honey in. Quite a lot of honey. Love it. I'm going to put some hot water in now, just to try and rinse the honey out of this lid, and to help it mix in together with a bit more of the heat. Helps the honey mix up. That's not boiling water, it's just switched off about 30 seconds before it boils. And now we're going to add our water. I'm not really measuring the water per se, but I'm going to do it to about there, so there's plenty of room at the head of it for it to kick up a fuss, bubble up and do whatever it wants to do. Can't even see my head, which I'm sure you're not really too bothered about, but it bothers me. And then add our nutrients and give it a good shake up. I'd normally use a pitcher to pour my water in and not look like such a tramp with a milk jug, but the pitcher didn't get sterilised, and this was sterilised earlier on from brewing this, which is the pinter. Yeah, and that's going to have 10 pints of fresh homebrew beer in about 2 weeks. So I'm going to leave it there, just for all intents and safety purposes, because I've had a couple where I've used fruits in them and they get a bit lively, a bit unpredictable to say the least. So now I need another small container of sorts to add the yeah, whatever this is. Nutrients. And I'm glad we're still there because I'm not sure whether that cut out. It was telling me that my battery's nearly dead. So we mix the nutrients into the water and then add this once the nutrients are dissolved to the mixture, and then we'll stir it all up. Pitch the yeast depending on what the temperature of the must is at. And once every single factor has been sorted and we're happy with it, that's that. Put the rubber bung on and done. It's interesting how it turns out with the grapes, the pulp of the grapes in there, or skins of the grapes, sorry. I'm not going to lie, that doesn't smell very nice. It smells like ammonia. That can't be good. Well, it's going in, whatever it fucking smells like. Right, there we are. And now, everything is in. We can remove that. We can remove that out of the way. Now, we mix. Now this could take some time. Hopefully with that hot water, warm water. No, it was hot, it was actually hot. With the hot water added, it shouldn't take as long as it would have been if the water was all just cold. We're going to get some oxygen in there as well. It's already changed its colour. Backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, and we go from there. And as you can see, the colour's changing already, which is it's looking very, very dark. If you excuse me, I've just got to pop and go see what my daughter wants because she's shouting me for it. And I'm back. Yeah, she's currently tested positive for COVID, so she's actually upstairs in her room isolating. So I must run to her bed every beck and call. And it was so important that she wanted some currency for this Roblox game that she plays on. So yeah, kids, eh? I'm glad I was never one. There we are. I'm going to pop the bung on and give it a jingle. See if I can get some more air in there. Oh, that's better. There we go. So that's pretty much it, really. I'm going to attach this airlock with probably a bit too much water in. And I'm going to let it sit probably for about a month, maybe a bit less. we shall see. In fact, no, it's not it, because I haven't put the bloody yeast in. So that would be a good idea, wouldn't it? Otherwise, a month later, I'd come and I'd have a load of sugary juice. But that said, right, I bet that if you did leave it, it'd start to ferment. Now, there's an experiment I'm going to do. Without pitching any yeast one day, see what happens. Yes, interesting, isn't it? So it should have a dry, should being the key word. My lad, he never puts things back. Well, I'm going to try and put it in. This is only half a packet. I had half a pack left from another mead that I'd done, so this is Mangrove Jack's mead yeast, M05, and it is for all styles of mead. Just don't want to get it stuck to the side because that really annoys me. Which it did anyway. So I'm going to jig it about a bit more. In fact, I'm just going to stir it in. That's what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to jig it about. It's all stuck to the neck there, which bothers me slightly. So it's got a very murky colour to it, hasn't it? Doesn't look like a normal mead would. Normally you'd see like a golden colour, where this is like really murky. There we go, that's perfect. Let's release that bung a little bit because I don't want a stuck bung. And then take that out. Then we need a hydrometer test. But I've got a gun cord over my hand, so I need to go wash them. Hydrometer test will let us know what the specific gravity is, and that way we will know how much alcohol is in there at the end of the fermentation. Oh, we've got a bit of grape on there. Go away, grape. These have of course been sterilised. Sterilise everything. Even the glass that I'm standing things in there, sterilised. Right, and we are 114. Just give it an extra spin. I believe that's 114. Wait for it to come back round. Yeah, 114. I should make a note of that after I've destroyed everything. So start gravity was 1.1. .04, which is a nice healthy start, and then I can go back in there. Bada bong, bada bing. I'm gonna get everything cleared up now. Get this stuck on there. And in my haste, I never checked what the temperature of it was. And we're all right because it's at 22 degrees, which is perfect. And that's gonna sit there now for a jig actually, or the yeast is burging up. Might come back in a bit and give it another nudge, but it'll all settle down, do its own thing. And that's that. Hungarian style mead. I'm not sure if they put anything else in it. All I could find is that they used the pulp, I don't know what you'd call it, it's just the shells of it, and yeah, sweet. I don't know if you saw the video when I was doing the sped up video, I stumbled with one of the flipping containers and just ended up getting honey all down me. So yeah, that's why I've got a wet patch there. I don't know what that is there. Covered in it. And there you go, Hungarian mead. See how it goes, give it a month or so. Bada bom, bada bing.